Adventures of Sonic Episode 60, Hero of the Year. We see Weasley talking on the phone on top of the limo, and because there's roadblocks, the limo has to stop fast and descends on flying. This is why he shouldn't have sat on the limo with no seatbelt. The police should have spotted him and stopped him. I guess Scratch is programmed to think being the bad guy is a good thing. Weasley gets kidnapped and an SOS car alarm is sent into the sky, so Sonic, I guess he runs around aimlessly until eventually he'd find Weasley because I don't know how he's supposed to know where to go. Weasley isn't really kidnapped after all, but he says that the robot stole his new memo. Tails unties him as Weasley compliments Sonic and wants to do something for him. But in his first appearance he wanted to help Eggman. He says that he's the new Weasley. I guess this is all a lie because fuck character development in the ass, right? He gives Tails money because he wants him to get his friends together for a surprise party. Scratch is still driving Weasley's limo, they're unable to hear each other, and he presses a button to abandon limo and uses a remote to put on autopilot and keep Sonic busy for a while. That's very smart, but why would a limo have an eject function and parachutes anyways? Robotnik compliments his robots constantly on the work they did, being unusually kind. Then Weasley shows up and he's nice to him. He reads Weasley's contract, which involves Robotnik giving Weasley his own shopping channel. Tails does what he was told. Vaughn thinking he's Sonic and being surprised that he's Vaughn was an extremely stupid and unbelievable joke last time, and now it's being done again. I like that Tails is inviting original characters from earlier episodes that I thought would never be shown again, so they can do something in the plot. Sonic arrives at his Hero of the Year party, and he's stunned rather than happy, like he's not that egotistical. And he's suspicious at seeing Weasley. He acts more like Fleetway Sonic here. Upon his ego being stroked, he's just suspicious and annoyed, like I would be instead of actually happy. Wait, this is just an excuse for a disgusting clip show to remind the audience of who these OCs are? Never mind, I wish they never showed up. Fuck you, show. How is Sonic not horribly bored with this like I am? I literally started skipping ahead in the video. We already know this. Finally, Robotnik drops a cage to force him to give up by threatening his friends. Why didn't he do that earlier? And Sonic is dropped towards the water in a sub thing, and he's told that if anyone comes near him, his oxygen supply will be cut off. Scratch and Grounder rotate a rope thing to send him to the bottom, and Robotnik talks to Sonic in a megaphone and says just in case one of his friends attempted to rescue him, he's keeping them all in the cage and sinking the yacht. I guess Sonic only agreed to Robotnik's plan because he was desperate for any chance to save them, but he shouldn't have trusted him. Weasley then leaves in a canoe, thanking Robotnik for getting him a shopping channel. Okay, it would have made much more sense, his inexplicably nice behavior to his robots and Weasley, if it was explained that Weasley used the Nicify ray on Robotnik. That's what I assumed happened.
My gorgeous Grounder, congratulations! Everything went perfectly. Best of all, you're both being so modest.
Oh, gee. Thanks, Dr. Robotnik.
Instead, Weasley is apparently friends with Robotnik now, and it's not explained that Robotnik finally realized that it was Scratch and Grounder he should have hated and not Weasley. I mean, it didn't help that, in addition to being nice to Weasley, he was nice to Scratch and Grounder. Robotnik wastes our time by having Scratch and Grounder honor him in a completely empty room, reminding Robotnik of previous episodes. You know, I'd rather have the show be episodic than abuse its continuity horribly like this. This doesn't reward long-time fans, it actively punishes them. Every time Grounder says the word remember, I skip ahead in the video.
Remember? Remember when you terrorized Mobius with...
Such a genius!
And imagine if you're watching this live and you couldn't do that. That would be horrible. Finally, Robotnik wishes that his room had an audience. This is such a nothing filler episode. I wasn't sure that this show could have a filler episode, but somehow they managed. Weasley wonders why the phone isn't ringing in his shopping channel and finds out that the phone and camera aren't working. It turns out that he's not allowed to broadcast the show for no reason other than Robotnik being spiteful, and that part of the contract was illegally written in invisible ink. As a result, Weasley saves Sonic, saying that he made a little mistake, and Sonic runs out of the cage while Sonic's friends are in a cage in the water. He swims around as fast as he runs, and Tails gives Sonic his Hero of the Year trophy. He spin dashes around seemingly aimlessly, and then water sends the party ship out of the water, and the cage is magically teleported to inside the building just fine with no water in the building. Huh? That doesn't make any sense at all. Then Grounder calls Robotnik saying he can't stop the train, so it crashes through stuff and lands on a firing missile. Oh wait, that's just a clip from the previous episode again. Weasley sends a train at Robotnik because he and Sonic got to Robotnik insultingly, confusingly easily. Literally all Sonic did was run into the room after replacing Robotnik's tape with a tape, somehow recording how Scratch and Grounder lost in that episode. Where to get the tape? And how to get made? How did any of the tapes in this episode get made? Fuck this. Even in Fleetway, it made more sense because Robotnik ruled the world, so there wasn't much that his flying cameras didn't catch. And the Sonic Says section is about drinking alcohol being bad, without Sonic bothering to explain to us what's bad about it for an effective PSA, like liver damage. We could have at least seen Scratch and Grounder horribly screw up because they got drunk, not that that would make a difference. How does a robot get drunk anyways? I can't believe this clip show didn't get any thumbs down! This is such a waste of my time! Nothing about it is good. There's no reason there even would be camera footage of how Sonic met all these original characters, who make me wish they weren't even in the party because all they do is pad out the episode with the clip show. So that part is completely forced. Robotnik being really nice at the start was confusing as hell and made me think there would be a much better plot where Weasley had brainwashed him into being nice, which would have been better for the he's the new Weasley thing. And Sonic saving the day at the end was so confusing. What the hell happened? Him using an invention of Weasley's to teleport the cage back inside the yacht would have made more sense than him spin dashing around that magically solves everything. The show should have ended episodes ago if it ran out of ideas this badly. This is multiple stinkers in a row. I know clip shows are forced on the makers of the show or something by some channel mandate for laziness, but that doesn't make the clip show remotely enjoyable. It's still worthless padding. Grounder saying remember constantly made me think of two things. The constant nostalgia and references with the modern games implying that they've got nothing and rely on past references to survive because it's been on for 25 years. And two, reminded me of that stupid recap issue in the 50s of Archie Sonic where Sonic had a machine recapping the whole comic on us. And I liked that issue better. At least it had a sweet, heartwarming ending. And it made more sense. Well, maybe I take that back because at least with an episode I can skip ahead to the end of the recap that's just the same dialogue from earlier episodes, and so I'm not obligated to waste time reading all of the text in a comic, but I was only able to skip ahead because I wasn't watching the episode live like it was meant to be watched. Under normal circumstances, this episode would be even worse because the recap would have literally nothing new to offer, and you'd have to sit through all of it. Instead of rewarding longtime fans, it acts like they don't exist, and appeals to the lowest common denominator, like Flint, pretending that the only ones watching the episode are the ones not familiar with those previous episodes. And I feel like I'm being treated like a stupid goldfish as a result. It's especially insulting with the characters like Snookums, the robot, where he practically just showed up, and already I'm being reminded of who he is.